Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another TradingView update where crypto markets have been on absolute aggressive move lower. We failed to hold the high or the lows from January, so we're now dropping down towards the lows seen in July of last year. The triangle kind of pattern that we were waiting to play out is now invalidated, given that we've dropped below the January low. So it'll be interesting to see what Bitcoin does at these price levels over the coming days. We do expect prices to, at least in the short term, drop a little bit lower and just bounce around these levels as the market picks itself up and tries to figure out what's going on. But ultimately, we're looking now at the 1.618 fib extension at 26,100 for this current impulsive move lower as the next real area of support. That's also where the 20-month exponential moving average, 50-month exponential moving average comes in. So this area really is our next target, and expect that to be hit pretty quickly if the lows of June, July last year are broken. Below that, Bitcoin's hardly spent any time really between 20 and 30K. So looking at the volume profile, visible range volume profile, we can see that we've had some clusters of price consolidation. Firstly, just above 26. Again, in and around 23 to 24, which is where we had that price consolidation as well, after which we get back to the previous 2017 run all-time highs in the 20s. So these three levels really are the key levels of support if we do indeed continue to grind lower over the next few months. So just to recap that, we've got one here, we've got one around here, and then we've got one around here. So they're really the three crucial levels that we will be looking an eye at, or that we're keeping an eye on if we start to or continue to move lower. The interesting thing to look at here, actually, BTC funding rates, actually they had been relatively flat. Starting to see some aggressive changes in DYDX, especially, per long on DYDX costing almost 0.06% at the moment to go long. What's interesting is then what that actually shows you, the lack of real build up to the short side here suggests that this sell-off was actually driven by the spot market. So physical Bitcoin actually being sold into the market. That said, leverage longs in the market definitely not immune to this sell-off. In fact, we have seen more than 1 billion positions of longs being liquidated in the last 24 hours. It's going to continue to be pretty aggressive over the next few weeks and months. As we said, continued weakness in equities, which also dropped off, and the invalidation of this bullish structure does imply that we're now more likely to head at least towards 25, 26K, after which, we'll sit and again see where we move to next. On the Ethereum side, Ethereum also currently filling that wick from the January low, we should likely find some initial support at 2182, which is the fib extension for the current impulsive move lower. But again, given the overall outperformance of altcoins relative to Bitcoin for the bull run, there is still significant room to the downside for these sort of coins. First one that we really see being tested over the next couple of months will be 1,720, which is the lows that we saw back in June and July of last year. But ultimately, looking at that 50-month exponential moving average as well, what we'll likely see is this, because we're still trading far above it, to move higher in this sort of fashion. Where are we? There we go. In this sort of fashion, something like this. Could even see a case where these actually cross the line, so maybe some sort of price action that takes us to here before we then reassess the situation and see where we move to next. One final thing I would say at this point, Also, by the way, yeah, the visible range volume profile also showing a pretty big cluster of trading activity previously at these levels. Below that, we're then looking at 1,200 really as the next real target. One thing that I would say at this point is that Bitcoin dominance still relatively flat. Let's remove this. So Bitcoin dominance still relatively flat, implying that we've not really seen that capitulation behavior that you would expect to see as bear market really starts to take shape and lead crypto prices. Usually what happens is that we'll start to see this move higher as investors rotate from altcoins back into Bitcoin. At the moment, our kind of midterm target would look a little bit would look a bit like this, where we expect to actually move up towards the 50s, 60s, test this first real area of support. Again, that may mark then the bear market low, but let's keep an eye on this over the course of the coming months. That's it from us. That's it from us this morning. Have a good trading day, and yeah, stay safe out there.